future.
Shall we call it Days of Future Past?
Pods of Future Pod? Days of Future Pod? You know what?
Days of Future Pod?
We'll figure it out. Welcome to the show. I am your host that is most likely infected with the techno-organic virus, Justin.
And I am your host that is most likely to be an Omega level mutant, Stefania.
Omega level?
Omega level, let's be honest here. I
Okay.
can handle Omega level.
Oh, you're really patting yourself on the back, I guess.
Yes, I am.
Anyways, unfortunately, one of our co-hosts, Derek, got flung into the past. See, we got flung into the future, and he got flung into the past, so he won't be joining us this week. But we must continue to defeat our villains of the week, and we have so much to talk about. We're going to hit the first half of this podcast with a little bit of news, and then the second half of this podcast will be devoted to talking about the new season of X-Men 97 that just dropped. Season 2, the first 3 episodes at the time of this recording have dropped on Disney+, so watch it so you can listen to this pod, because we have so much to talk about. Steph, did you see X-Men 97 early, or am I making that up? Or
no, I didn't get to go to the screening in New York. It was at Tribeca, the premiere.
Aren't you literally Rogue, though?
I did not get invited, no.
Oh, you hung up your X-Men costume.
Well, funny you say that, because she's not hung up completely, and I'll just leave it at that.
Are you coming out of retirement? Are you in Avengers Doomsday?
I can't say anything, or you might see a red. You might see a red dot appear like on my forehead. That is Kevin Feige warning me to not say nothing.
I knew it. Don't worry. We'll do some. What does Professor X do? Psychic digging into her mind to find the truth. But
no, I trained for this. I am blocking any psychic mutant powers from entering my brain. Omega level mutant, dude. I have trained for this.
You trained for this. All right, we'll talk about that all in the second half of the pod. But before we get into that, we should talk about some casting news. Steph, are you familiar with an actor by the name of Tom Brittany? Tom Brittany?
As of yesterday, yes.
Interesting, because the internet, or word on the street, is that James Gunn has found his new Batman, specifically his brave and bold Batman for his version of Batman, that he refuses to integrate Matt Reeves' Robert Pattinson into his universe for some strange reason. I think it's contractual, but word on the street is that Batman has already been cast, and his name is Tom Brittany. Tom Brittany is a British actor, and James Gunn has already talked about him and raved about him. Do you know what he looks like, Steph?
I have a picture of him pulled up.
Okay.
So yes.
All right. I wanted to get your first reaction to what he looks like. I'm going to pull it up right now for the pod. Okay. But what are your first impressions on the look? Does this guy look like Batman? Hold on, everyone. Hold on. Here we go. Does this man look like Batman?
Hang on. I gotta look at my Google search because it's a little grainy on my end.
Grainy?
Let's see. Okay, so in that picture that you showed,
yeah,
I don't think so. But in the picture that I just found, yes.
Okay. What's the picture that you found? Is he in a suit or something? Is that
hang
the
on.
secret?
We're gonna see if we can pull this up.
Or this picture.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. You know what he reminds me of? You know what he looks like in that photo I just got an image of? He looks like Tom Riddle.
That's so mean. Oh,
what do you mean? He looks like Tom Riddle.
Does anyone want to look like Tom Riddle?
He's also British.
But...
I mean, well, Tom Riddle, not like Voldemort Tom Riddle.
Listen, I don't think he doesn't look like Batman. He has a strong jawline. I think that's important for the character. Eh.
You gotta put his Batman helmet on him.
Yeah,
Mask
I
on him
guess
and
that
see.
I still don't understand the impetus behind making like a whole new Batman when you have a perfectly good Batman like right there. He looks like a man who's wealthy. He could be a Bruce Wayne. I don't know enough of I don't know. But James Gunn has talked about him. Here's a video of him just raving about him, how much he likes him.
David, Nick, and an actor, I believe Tom Brittany, was brought in.
So okay, I'm going to take a risk and say, yeah, it was Tom, who is amazing. He's tested for me a couple of times. Yeah. He's one of my favorite actors in the world. And I normally don't say when an actor tests because that's up to the actor to say if they want to test. But I'm going to say in this case that Tom Brittany tested, and he's an amazing actor. And I hope to use him someday. And I hope, other people are turned on to this guy because he keeps being near misses,
Were Nick and Tom's takes interesting in their own way?
Oh my God, they were so good. Yeah. They were so different and so good. Yeah. Tom was really fantastic. Yeah.
And I guess that was in reference to him reading for Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him being a Superman, but like, I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if James had him test for Batman, though. Just
really?
to see. Because, I mean, James said that testing him as Superman was really, really good. He ended up not getting Superman, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I don't think maybe he didn't choose Tom for that role because he probably saw him playing Bruce Wayne and wants him to test for Bruce Wayne.
Okay, we'll see.
It happens a lot where actors test for like lead roles or whatever, and then the casting director and the director are like, I actually see this person more as this character instead. And then they end up getting that other role.
I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed. Still pulling for Robert Pattinson. But we'll see.
I mean,
we'll see.
With the Batman 2 coming out, it's like, why are we even thinking about another Batman when he's literally Batman? Like, what universe is this taking place in now? Like, everything's all jumbled up still, even though the DCU is being reset. It's still confusing.
Very, very confusing. Speaking of being confusing, Steph, I know you were busy last week because you were at the Freedom 250 concert at the White House lawn.
I'm not wearing my glasses, so you can't tell. How many people are actually at the concert.
Yeah, here's the thing. The reason why we're talking about this because a recent photo of the concert went viral, and everyone says that it was the most packed thing in the world until people zoomed in on one of the performers' sunglasses and got a look at the actual crowd size of the crowd. And if you could see this, you can see that there is literally only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 people.
At least
the entire crowd. The America Freedom 250 concert.
Mm-hmm. Was this happening like during the day too, like during work hours?
I think so. I think it happened over the weekend specifically.
Oh, okay.
But the haters will say it was fake. I don't think it is. I don't think that anyone actually cared. You know what I mean? A bunch of performers pulled out of the concert. Steph, how was the concert that you went to?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It was such a rager. It went on into the night, continued on in the White House ballroom, and I listen, RFK can get down. I never seen him before in my life.
Can he get down, or was it like a get down, Mr. President situation? Listen, notable people that were there were Dean Cain, everyone's favorite Superman, noted ICE agent Dean Cain. Do you remember the pod we did when he tried to be an ICE agent and they showed him training? Literally the slowest ice agent in the world. Jesus, like, oh my gosh. It's rough. But this was happening specifically at the Great American State Fair. I think this is what's the word I'm looking for? Notable that whenever there is a crowd or people have to show up to support this administration, it's crickets. It's not cool to support this administration. People know it, and no one was to take time out of their day to watch subpar performances. This reminds me of the fake Super Bowl that Turning Point did. The Super Bowl performance, remember that? The Americans with Kid Rock or whatever. Like, seriously? Yep. Oh God! Like
it's so funny how easily these guys set themselves up.
It's rough. It's pretty rough. I do want to say, what would it take for you to go to a concert? Is there a price point?
A Turning Point concert?
Like one of these concerts. What is the price? Like for to say, hey, we're Freedom 250. Steph, we noticed that you're an influencer. Can you come and support our concert?
What is the price would I have to be there?
I have a
Can
price
I just
point.
show my face, get my bag, and go?
You have to post that you're there, and you have to. We want. What do they say in emails? We want a story, a reel, and cross-posted to TikTok and Instagram and YouTube.
Listen,
I have a price point.
The only way that I would go is so I could get my bag, pretend I was there for the reason they want me to, and then just expose them however I could.
Would you though? Because my price is 10 million. 10 million? I'll go to the concert.
10 million, I'll go to the concert.
I'll make fun of it the entire time, but 10 million, I'll be there.
Of course.
10 is my price
10
to give up my morals.
$10
million. I could do a lot with $10 million.
You could, yeah. Put that money in an investment, and it just grows. So you get even more later on.
Exactly. You know, you gotta pay the bills.
System.
Speaking of paying the bills, do you watch Queer Eye, Steph?
I do not. Is this still going on? I thought it ended like a long time
recently,
ago.
And it ended with a bang because Karamo like quit the press tour because he was telling everyone that he got bullied. And I don't know if you guys remember from previous pods, we tried to get Derek on Queer Eye to like give him a makeover. Unfortunately, they told him he was a lost cause.
Oh no, Derek!
We love you,
bro got sent to the past, and he's still being judged in the present.
Oh gosh, we love you, Derek. But anyways, the reason why we're talking about this is because Karamo, he wrote an article or worked with people to like tell his tell-all about how he was bullied on the Queer Eye set and how it was a terrible environment. But he was recently found with his new boyfriend, notable, famous.
Heated rivalry?
It's heated, all right. His new boyfriend, Jesse Smollett.
You know, that is a name I would not have expected to come out of your mouth.
Listen, I can't say that I ship this. This is like shipping two bombs at each other. Like this is the worst idea I've ever seen. Like I don't look. Here's the thing. Was Jesse Smollett lying? I think he was, to be honest with you. I think that he was not telling the full truth of what happened to him when he apparently got hate crimed. However, this is just radioactive. I would not go near Jesse Smollett with the 10-foot pole at this point because.
Well, listen, sometimes two people that are bombs of themselves, sometimes when they come together, they cancel each other out. It could be either very, very, very good or very, very bad.
Very bad. This is such a bad idea. Two messy people, unbelievable. And number one, whenever celebrities do this kind of thing, I guarantee you this was not candid. TMZ didn't just stumble upon these people. They usually call and say, "Hey, we're getting a snack." Like literally, they're posing for the camera. Karamo. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's trying to like make sure his fame extends after Queer Eye. But this is such a bad idea on all fronts. On all fronts.
I mean, first of all, they're saying we're gonna go get a snack, and they're walking towards the camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they're walking towards the camera, who the hell's Ferrari is that in the back? Where are they getting this snack?
Where are they getting this snack?
Where?
How famous is Karamo from Queer Eye? I like on a grocery store test. If Karamo went to the grocery store, would he be recognized? I think so, but I think he can still go grocery shopping.
I'll tell you that because I don't think. I would say that he would look very familiar. Like, there are times where someone will look super familiar, but I can't pinpoint where they're from. And then once someone says it, I'm like, oh, yes. I feel like that would be like that for him.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, you go to the DMV too, sometimes, some that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Jussie Smollett. In certain parts of town, I don't think he can go anymore because of what he did or what he was involved in. I don't think he's coming back to Chicago anytime soon.
No.
But see, like it's the fact that it's so random.
Yeah.
It's so like, why would you want to let people know about this? Is what's getting me. Anyways,
why would you want to let people know that you're with someone like
Jussie Smollett?
Yeah.
I just, we'll see how it goes. I hope everything goes well. I wish them luck. What could possibly go wrong? But speaking of what could possibly go wrong, it's time for my favorite part of the show. It's time for Special Viewers Unit. Special Viewers Unit is a part of the show where we like to dive deep into what we are watching. And today we are going to be diving deep into X-Men 97. So if you haven't seen it, now is the time to pause the show, go watch X-Men 97, and then come back to this because this part of the show will involve spoilers out the wazoo. Spoilers for previous seasons of X-Men and X-Men at large. So without further ado, let's talk about X-Men 97. The first 3 episodes premiered on Disney Plus this morning. Steph, have you watched them all?
I have watched them all.
Steph,
I got up early just to watch them all. I finally clap, clap, clap. Yes, I finally watched something.
You're doing. You know what?
Thank you.
And the Oscar goes to. Anyways, so first impressions of X-Men 97 season 2. Let's do a thumbs up, thumbs down. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Interesting. Okay. Steph is fully thumbs up. I'm
wondering
medium.
why you're medium.
I'm medium. Okay. Steph, you go first. What do you think?
Derek, I need Derek here to help me out.
Derek would be on my side, obviously. But Steph, what makes it give you a thumbs up?
I think what X-Men 97 does so well is it really brings comic books to life. Because when you're watching this show, I feel like you're just watching comic drawings move on paper. Like that's what it's like to me. And you know what? For reference, they are not adapting Age of Apocalypse for season 2 because Apocalypse is the big bad in this season. But what I believe they're doing is they're kind of doing like a mix of some storylines from the early 2000s. Days of Future Past is kind of playing into it. But what I feel like they're doing is they're taking these things from comics and adapting it to the series, the season, but they're also kind of making their own story too, which I kind of find pretty cool. And if you don't know, the the reason why Age of Apocalypse became a thing was because I believe the original show in the 90s, because of how popular it was, they're like, we have to do an Age of Apocalypse comic run, and they did that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, it's pretty cool. I think they do this really well, and it also brings joy to people that grew up with the show, one, or just fell in love with these characters, reading the comics, whatever. It just brings so much joy and playfulness and hope and just feel good energy of just being back in front of the TV, eating your cereal, and just listening to that opening theme again.
Interesting. So, I agree with everything that you said. Here's the thing, though. I don't have the reverence for the 90s X-Men as a lot of other people do, because number one, I was 3 when it premiered. I was literally 3 years old.
I wasn't even alive, so.
And I don't think people realize, I don't know if this makes any sense to you, Steph, but like, before the age of streaming, X-Men 97 came out. Yeah, they got the VHS and or waited for reruns. And by that time in my life, I wasn't activated enough, or like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, the only through line to superheroes was the comic at the library, and then I saw Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, right? And X-Men 2000s. And when that hit, the X-Men had like certainly changed. So I don't have like not a soft spot isn't the right word, but like a love for the 90s X-Men that a lot of my peers do, right? Because I just didn't simply have access to it until much later in life. However, when X-Men 97 came out, did a little research. It's a great show. It's a little slow. It's a little goofy, but I enjoyed it. And then 97 hit with such a bang. Like, the premiere of the first season of X-Men 97 was so like 10 out of 10. Like, so much visually was going on. So many holy shit moments were going on that screen. Like, fighting Sentinels, amazing use of powers. Cyclops is cool now. They're like, I don't know, maybe the 90s were pretty great.
Yeah.
We're like, holy shit, you know what I mean? And even if I don't like love it, they hit the characters on such a pitch perfect level that you can't help but to love it. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I can't complain, because that's Cyclops. That's the most Cyclops I've ever seen. That's Magneto. That's Rogue. That's the most Rogue, you know, like the most base level characters that I've ever seen. In a complimentary way. They know the characters' voices so well. But when you get to X-Men 97 season 2, it's good. It's really good. There just wasn't like a holy shit moment, you know what I mean, that came with the first season of 97, right? It was more of, when I like revisited the original series, okay, this is like a normal episode of the original series. Is to say that it's not bad. I just wasn't wowed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, this is fine. I felt myself getting a little bored, because whenever like 97 or X-Men gets too into the weeds, it kind of like glaze over. But it was like a perfectly fine set of episodes. It didn't feel like a premiere to me. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I will say that the reason why you may be feeling that way, and I get it, is because the way that X-Men 97 season 1 came out, it came out with a bang after how many years not seeing them, and they finally are back, right?
20,
and
30
so,
something years.
Right, and so you get all these, you're excited to see them again, and they come out with a bang because it's been so long, and they're like, here we are, we're back, baby. Season 2, the way season 1 ends, everyone's separated from the past to the very future. And so the way season 2 starts, everyone's all separated.
Different
so
timelines.
So not everyone they're not in tune with how they were in the beginning of season 1, because they are completely different people now. They are in a scary situation where they don't know where they are in time, and they have to get back to the 90s, and they don't know what they're dealing with such a looming figure like Apocalypse. Like, he is the big bad of the X-Men. So with that threat looming over, and the fact that, like, everyone just died on Genosha, Rogue just lost Gambit, the feelings and the emotions are just not how they were in season 1 of X-Men 97, because season 1 was like, hell yeah, we're the X-Men, we're back, we're cool, we're like awesome. Beginning of season 2 of the X-Men, they're like, what are we gonna do? We're stuck. Apocalypse is gonna destroy us. We lost everyone on Genosha. There is a mutant government team that's hunting us down. It's all distress. So I get that there's no like wow moments, but we have to build up to get back to those wow moments, because the X-Men are not in the state that they were in season 1, beginning of season 1.
For sure. And I can't wait to get there. But I just don't want to wait forever. You know what I mean? It's like, all right.
Well, it's only like, what, 9 episodes or something? 10 episodes?
I think so. And to be clear, these aren't bad episodes. They were pretty good episodes.
Yeah.
I was like, I was just watching them being like, cool. I was like, all right, cool. What's next? You know, like I found them difficult to latch onto. And plus, if you're not a fan of Apocalypse or maybe Cable, maybe this may be like hard to like not grasp onto, but latch onto to find something. But if you are a fan of like this lore and Cable and Mother Ascani, you will be fed. I promise you will be fed. If you are a fan of the Summers family tree, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this. So let's dive deeper into the sets of episodes. We'll start by 1, 2, 3. And it's easy to talk about because each episode features a different team. And the first team that features is Scott, Jean, Storm, Wolverine, and Morph, and Cable, baby Cable, sent off to the distant...
teenage Cable.
Oh, yes. Sorry. You know, they are flung into the far future where they've been fighting for a unknown amount of time. Forge time travels to the future to find them fighting off evil robots and various cultural monsters. Like, see, like, here's the thing. I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of the X-Men. So when I saw like there was this one guy with like who was a Minotaur, and then there was this guy who was kind of stoned, but he had like a head wrap on. I was like, who are these people?
Are you talking about the Horsemen?
No, like, were they horsemen?
The 4 Horsemen, yeah.
Yes, they were 4 horsemen. So I was like, I was like, okay, I don't have. Maybe it was just too early in the morning. I was like, who are these people? I was like, you know, I know that by the text, it was supposed to be like oh, it's that guy. But for the life of me, I was like, who?
Yeah, those are the 4 Horsemen.
Yeah, like, it doesn't mean anything to me, right? And so they were, you know, and apparently Scott and Jean have been hiding their identities from this teenage Cable. They've been going by Slim and Red to protect the timeline. But shenanigans ensue. Forge makes out with Storm, which I thought was so sexy. And they have to send the X-Men back to their original timeline. But before they do, they tell Cable that he's their parents. And Mother Ascani maybe reveal something, but they don't know who she is. I think she's Rachel Summers. I'm pretty sure. So I was like, wait a minute. I recognize those scars from anywhere.
Yep, you got it right.
Yes. And so they get sent back to not the past, not yet, because then it bleeds into the next episode. So, Steph, what did you think of this very first episode?
No, they made it back.
Yeah.
But I think in episode 2 we see that they're, or maybe it's episode 3, we see that they're in the expansion anyway. I thought episode 1 was a great start. Probably a great team to start with. Because Scott and Jean are kind of like, they are the head of the X-Men. Yeah, mom and dad. I had totally forgotten that Wolverine got all of his adamantium bled out of him. So when I saw the bone claws, I was like,
oh yeah,
I was a fangirl. Like, oh my god. And then I saw Thor, and I was like, "What is Thor doing here?" And I was like, "Oh, Morph! I totally forgot Morph can do that." I was like, "Thor, what are you doing here?" Yeah, I thought it was a great way to start the episode, the season. I'm pretty excited that we're getting Cable's storyline and just following Cable and Apocalypse, because Apocalypse is like Cable's enemy. Well, everyone's enemy, but like mainly part of Cable's story. Um, so I thought this was a great way to start, and Storm with her theme when she came out and used her powers. I heard that theme and I was like, I got chills. Oh my god. Yeah, I thought I loved it. It was great.
Like, I love all the costume designs. I love like a
Yes.
little dystopian jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Why do all dystopians have that style of jacket? They always have like the army jackets, maybe some shoulder pads. Like, it's so like
well, it's I don't know what comic it is, but it was like the early 2000s that these were the designs that they used. I forgot which run it is. I remember seeing it, but it's from the comics.
And I was like, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. It was the dissonance of, I know this moment is supposed to be a big deal. I know it is. I just don't have the encyclopedic knowledge of the X-Men to realize that this is a big deal. I was like, okay.
I also liked the little callbacks or flashbacks when Cable was talking to Jean and Scott at the end of season 1 in that diner, that like destroyed diner. It kept on going back to that, and like Scott saying that Cable has his eyes, and there's so many good like feel good moments in this show, and like it like touches your heart just enough for you to care about these characters, even if you don't know their backstory that much. They do, the writers and the team, they do a very good job at hitting your feels, even if you don't have any knowledge or that much knowledge of the X-Men, maybe just watching season 1 of 97, or just watching the original series and just watching the shows and never reading the comics. They're very good at just hitting you where it's right.
And so I do want to take a moment to, I guess, this felt not the most MCU, but with the whole, I can't talk about this without thinking about, like, could Sadie Sink do this? You know what I mean? I was like, all right.
Well, no, hang on. Apparently, she's not Jean Grey. I didn't see the latest trailer, but apparently, she's not Jean Grey. So I don't. That's a whole other story. That's a whole other story.
Pause. Now we have to talk about it. What did you see?
Well, no, I didn't see the latest trailer for Spider-Man because I don't want to be spoiled with anything. And I found out that people were like, "Oh, maybe Sadie Sink is not playing Jean Grey," or maybe from the trailer, the second trailer that came out, they were like, "Oh, she's definitely not playing Jean Grey." So I was like, "Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch the trailer anyway. I'm just gonna be surprised if it happens. If it shows up when I'm seeing a movie in the theater and I see the trailer or whatever, then sure. But I don't think I'm gonna be in the theater until Spider-Man comes out. So."
All right, we'll see.
Did you watch the second trailer?
I did.
Okay, I don't want to be spoiled on anything, so.
I think I hope that I'm well, not that I hope that she is or isn't a certain character, because I don't want to delve into the fandom where I rely my enjoyment on whether or not my theories are correct. You know what I mean? Like, if she I think it's an odd choice to have Jean Grey in a Spider-Man movie right before Avengers Doomsday, where you're bringing back all the other Fox X-Men. I think it's weird. I think it's an odd choice. But hey, I'm not the ones producing these movies, so I don't care. Like, I'm not that attached to that idea, to be honest with you. So it's like, all right, best of luck. Anyways, let's talk about the second episode of X-Men 97, where we feature, I think this is my favorite episode of the 3. We get X-Force, where old Cable recruits Jubilee, Sunspot, Polaris, and Archangel to defeat or try to find Apocalypse. That's Polaris.
X-Factor.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, my gosh. It's too early.
Psylocke.
I'm so sorry. Psylocke. Yes. Sunspot, Psylocke, Archangel, and Jubilee to form X-Force, the government's worst enemy. And the government has made a new team of X-Men that serve the government called X-Factor with Havoc, Polaris, and Strong Guy, and Multiple Man. Which I think is, I love seeing Multiple Man and Jamie Madrox, but also I'm like, really? All right, then. Another one where I was like, really? Do we have time to like delve into Multiple Man, or is he just a cool scene guy?
Yeah.
You know? But in this episode, they get recruited at an arcade, and they find a horseman of apocalypse, specifically War, and his green skin and very orange outfit, which stands out like a Thor's thumb, I think is very funny. And they capture him, and they try to find some more information about where Apocalypse is in the modern timeline. But as Psylocke tries to read his mind, it looks like this guy is not going to give it up, so they have to kill him. Jubilee objects to this because that's not what X-Men do. And then Cable reminds her, we aren't the X-Men, this is X-Force. And they kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Specifically Angel.
Angel.
Or Archangel, I guess, kills him.
I mean, okay. Steph, what did you think about this part of the episode? Because I have many thoughts, but what did you think?
Well, you hate to play devil's advocate and try and see like both sides of the story here.
Right.
But Jubilee is right. The X-Men do not kill people.
Right.
Cable is right. They're not the X-Men. So you could have gotten more information out of him.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of possible to do that. Psylocke is a strong telepath. So you can, it's achievable.
Right.
But they didn't see it that way. Cable didn't see it that way. Archangel didn't. And you kind of just have to like turn away and move on and see where you can get your next information, which they found in Emma Frost. So I think for the storyline to move on, for the plot to move on, for Jubilee to kind of like have this character moment, it needed to happen where they needed to kill him.
Wow. Steph supports murder.
For the character. For the plot. It's for the plot.
Yeah, I know. Here's the thing. Like I'll say it before, I'll say it again. Superheroes shouldn't kill people. But these guys aren't superheroes, they're soldiers. Which I think is funny. I think what works well is that we got introduced to teenage Cable, who's so full of hope, and then you've got to like hardened, grizzled Cable. I was like, dang, that's effective.
Yeah.
I want to know more about Cable. But also, I can't help but to notice, I don't know if you noticed this too, Psylocke is in this episode. And she starts talking in a British accent. And I was like, oh, remember Krakoa? Krakoa was so effective that I forgot that Psylocke has the brain of a white woman. At this time, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, they're okay. That's not Quanon. That's Betsy Braddock.
Yeah, but also, then you go to Emma Frost, and she's always been depicted with a British accent.
Yeah,
and now she has an American accent.
Listen, she's never been British.
Hey, Emma Frost is not British, but
it's
yeah.
not British. It's just so funny to me. But other than that, I think this is the strongest section of the 3 episodes because I think the animation is fantastic. I think the costumes look amazing. Even though everyone has those like weird like collar neck braces. Like that like makes them look like, I don't know, they almost got their neck broken. But I think this episode was so good because later in the episode we get Jubilee getting captured because a deal with Emma Frost went bad, and they fight Strong Guy, which I thought was also pretty interesting. And they fought X Factor. Sunspot and Jubilee get separated. Jubilee gets taken to an helicarrier, and she frees all the mutants with a little help from Polaris. This is the best animation. Jubilee with the fireworks, they made it look effective. Her on the roller skates are effective. So 90s, so amazing. Like, I was like, this is why Jubilee is such an effective character. I wish we got more of her in the comics, except everyone remembered that Kitty Pryde exists and they just brought Kitty Pryde back and forgot about
Yeah.
Jubilee. I was
Yeah.
like, this is why we love Jubilee, because she's so fun.
Yeah.
And I love that she is also like, I don't know, she's the best character to rebel against authority in a fun
Yeah.
way. And her dynamic with Cable was also very interesting to me. However, this doesn't have any of the mainline X-Men in it. So why is it so good? I'm not sure. Steph, what did you think?
I think it's because it's different. We're getting these characters that were kind of pushed to the back a bit, now brought forward, and we're seeing more of their character and who they are. And people are falling in love with that because we're so used to seeing Jean and Scott and Wolverine at the forefront. And now we get this group of characters, and we're like, yeah, they're cool. I really like them. I wish we got more of them. I want to see more of them. That's why you want to see more of Cable. That's why you want to see more of Jubilee. Listen, there have been some needle drops in shows and movies that have worked very, very well and then have been like, eh.
Mm.
This needle drop for Jubilee's scene
Is it a
was
real
pretty.
song?
I don't know, but it was pretty damn good, and I loved how it fit in the scene. It's
Like,
because people always like not everyone, but people like to hate on Jubilee because they're like, oh, all she does is like shoot fireworks and blah 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 blah. But listen, Jubilee's got style. Like her
exactly.
powers are really cool when she uses them how she does, because she's got style. And that's what makes you love her so much. Girl popped out the roller skates. Where did she get Did they
Where
just
does
come
she
out of
get the
her
roller
out of her
skates?
shoe? Yeah, like out of nowhere. I'm like, yo, this is the coolest girl I've ever seen.
Has
I
she
want to be like her.
always been, has she always been wearing Heelys the whole time?
No, Beast definitely like made her some like rollerblades or whatever that come out of her shoes or something.
It's just like, fair enough, fair enough. We all gotta do what we gotta do when it comes to fighting evil. But I
Yeah.
thought this stretch, it was incredible. I love Polaris's look too. I think
Mm-hmm.
the green with the yellow and blue works so well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like the color, I don't know, the color placement, the color picking is very good in this show as well. However, I don't think they're gonna find Apocalypse anytime soon. I don't, because let's talk about the third episode. I think is the weakest of the three, and that is in the far past with En Sabanor working with Magneto, Professor X, Beast, Nightcrawler, and Rogue. Because in this timeline, N7 is a liberator. He frees slaves and he fights against pharaohs who use suspiciously futuristic technology. And the X-Men take that technology and are trying to build a time machine to go back to the original timeline. Professor X's team, we shouldn't mess with the timeline, but Eric not correctly, but in his opinion, says that in this time and place, Apocalypse is a good guy, so we should work with him. And maybe there's a chance that he could be a good guy if we influence him right now. And in the future, he could be a good guy in the future, which I think is very optimistic until Magneto gets a taste of his own medicine when Apocalypse goes bad and kills the pharaoh that they were supposed to kill to hopefully preserve the timeline. And Apocalypse discovers that they were lying to him and they're actually from the future. And then a giant laser from the sky comes down and seemingly kills everyone. Steph, what did you think about this stretch of episode, or this episode in general?
I will agree. It was the weakest of the three. This was it is a part one as well. Think of like the Deathly Hallows movies, part one and part two. Part one was kind of slow because like they're running through a forest and escaping, whatever. There wasn't like much going on. Then part two was like, oh, war. So I would think of it as that. The part 1 is kind of like the building up to, and then it cuts you off at the moment where you want to know more what happens, and then part 2 will come along. So it is the weakest of the 3. I wasn't as invested in episode 3 as it was in 1 and 2. I mean, you got to give it to Eric to try and make somebody good after like what he's done in the past. Maybe this is his redemption to just, I don't know. Good effort, I applaud you. It did not succeed, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, you reap what you sow. But now everyone exploded at the end of it, so Genosha Part 2 triggered. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I need to know more. Once it happened, and I was like, "Oh, what happened?" And then it said, "To be continued." I was like,
"Oh no!"
I was like, "I forgot it said Part 1."
I was like, "Here's the thing. Look, they're not going to kill them. They're
No.
fine.
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
Multiple people who got shot by that laser are perfectly fine."
Yeah.
They have been shot by giant lasers before. I think they'll make it out just fine.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's Magneto making a magnetic force field, or maybe Nightcrawler just teleporting them away. Before they get shot by the laser, Bishop comes. He's like, haha, I know, Hank, you've been working on a time travel device for long, but here it is right here on your wrist. Which is very convenient for the plot.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's cool. That's fine. The reason why this is so weak to me, because I've lived in the timeline where there has been such a focus on Professor X and Magneto that I'm kind of like, all right, we've seen this dynamic. I'm glad that Magneto's on our side. I'm sure at some point later on, if it gets another season, Magneto will turn bad, then it'll turn good. It feels tired hand to me. And I know that inevitably, I don't think Apocalypse will actually turn good. I guess the tension of this part of this episode was rendered moot for me, because I know the strains of comic book storytelling will revert everything back to normal in the end.
Yeah.
I don't think and nothing from this episode will be effective, unfortunately. Maybe Magneto's mind will be changed, because how many times have Professor X believed in Magneto only for him to turn bad again? I guess that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a bit of a habit.
I mean,
you can't blame him. I mean,
would you try and save Apocalypse if you were stuck in the past?
I think my focus would be, let's just get back to the present. It's the 90s.
Yeah,
let's get back to the 90s. We gotta get back to the 90s. The way that they dropped,
keep saying that, it's so funny.
It was like one line per episode. They were like, "We gotta get you back to the 90s,"
which is very funny to me.
There was one. I think it was. I don't know if it was episode 2, but the way they said it. It was like, oh my god, the 90s. Like, this is the scariest thing in the world. Like, millennials. Like, I forgot what the line was, but it was so funny. It was so different from the other two that were said.
So I do want to say that how do I say this nicely? It's like someone really loves the 97 X-Men, right? Like, they're really trying. Like, I get that, and I think it's wonderful, and I think it's good. I just wasn't amazed or wowed in this section. I just wasn't. There was no bang. There was no big, and not that I need a big twist. That's not what I'm asking. It was like, all right, what's next? But hopefully we'll get a resolution on this plot. Any predictions for the rest of this season, Steph?
Well, they're definitely going to get back to the 90s.
Back to the 90s.
Back to the 90s. Listen, I was suspicious of Val Cooper in the first season, and I still am. That homegirl is definitely Mystique. You can't tell me she's not Mystique.
Really?
Like, come on.
Because I thought that. Because, not that, Val Cooper isn't cool, but I was like, she has a cool new outfit. I highly doubt that's Val Cooper.
Listen.
And she was hanging with him. I was like, I highly doubt that she's
leading the she's leading the X Factor. Yeah, a government organization. I don't know.
That's a
There were
very good
suspicions.
prediction.
Yeah, there were suspicions last season that I had of her being Mystique. I was like, listen, she's in the open animation. You see her like at the end running, right?
Right.
You can't put Mystique in the open animation. I know you're just, doing it the same way as the original 90s one did because she was in that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you can't tell me that Mystique was not there all along.
You're right. I think that's a very solid prediction.
Mm-hmm.
My predictions include, I think everyone's going to get back to the 90s and everything's going to be fine.
Back to the 90s.
Back to the 90s. I think everyone's going to get back to the original timeline. I think there'll be a big explosion or battle or something and everyone's going to be happy. Mm-hmm. There'll probably be a sentinel there. Here's a good prediction. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think that since they killed a horseman in this episode, War, I think the reveal for next week will be that Gambit is a horseman of Apocalypse.
Dude, I've been making this theory since the first season. Gambit is a horseman of death. Yeah. He was the horseman of death in the for Apocalypse in the comics. When he died and everyone was super sad and wah. Like, I was sad too, sure. I immediately thought, bro is coming back as a horseman of Apocalypse.
Yeah, he'll be fine, guys.
He's fine. Listen, I'm just saying.
Right.
Y'all enjoyed Gambit the way he was in the first season and like, hearts and all. Guys, I don't know. As a horseman of death, he might also intrigue you. I don't know. Is Gambit. Even as a horseman of death, even as a bad man, he can still get it. I don't know,
Oh, whoa. Are you just saying that because you're a rogue cosplayer?
No. Gambit is just a lovable character. He is.
Sure.
He is. But also, I also want to point out that episode 3, Apocalypse in the past, and Sabanur. Hear me out.
Really?
Hear me.
Really? Dang, Steph.
Hear me out.
Get up.
Where's my hear me out cake? Where's my hear me out cake?
With the blue
I'm on my
lip?
soapbox.
With the blue
I'm
lip?
on my soapbox right now. Listen, all I'm saying is I could have changed them.
Listen, you know what? Lock her up. Lock her up.
Oh my god.
Unacceptable. Look, I get it. Half the internet thirsts over Rogue all the time. Most of the X-Men design.
Exactly.
Like, everyone's thirsty over, like, what, Rogue. All the designs here are very, very sexy. You know what?
Listen, Marvel Rivals. Gooner game.
All the Marvel Rivals like skins and character designs are so sexual, but not like listen.
They're tasteful.
Their own. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ass in that game. A lot of ass. No complaints over here, but it's like, all right. They're trying to sell the game, I guess. It's also, this is so random, but it's also very interesting to see like how thick Marvel Rival characters are, and then you look over at 97 and they're just not like Emma Frost, for example. Emma Frost does not, in Marvel Rivals, does not skip leg day.
No.
But X-Men 97, Emma Frost, she's skipping a few leg days.
Girl's a Pilates princess.
Pilates princess or strength training Emma Frost. You decide. Listen. I think that's very funny. But anyways, back to, I guess, the X-Men 97. We'll talk about it next week, probably with a new episode when it comes out. Make sure you don't miss it. Make sure you're following us on all the socials. That's on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and all that good jazz. And we shall see you next week, right?
Right. Bye-bye.